Thanks everyone for coming out. I know it's an early morning. I'm not a morning person myself, so I'm glad you're all here. So I'm going to start out. Many of you I've known for several years and we know each other, and some of you I've met for the first time today, so thanks for coming. But I want to start out and tell you a few things about myself that you might not know. The first thing is I was on staff with Campus Crusade for Christ for 13 years. I went to Hungary first, right out of college. I lived in Hungary in Eastern Europe pretty shortly after communism fell, so that was a really interesting experience. Then I moved to Colorado, and I was at the University of Colorado at Boulder for 5 years. Then I came to San Clemente. That's what brought me to San Clemente, is working for the Jesus Film. Worked there for 6 years. And then finally, the last year that I was with Campus Crusade, I got to work on this film where they were taking the Jesus Film. How many of you have heard of the Jesus Film? And repurposing it for women around the world. So it's called Magdalena, and it's the story of Christ's life through the eyes of a woman. So I got to travel to North Africa and the Middle East and interview all these women and ask them which stories from the Bible of Jesus' interaction with women were most meaningful to them, and then we incorporated those into the new film. We shot those new scenes and cut them together with the old scenes from the original movie and made a new movie really targeted for women, specifically for women in North Africa and the Middle East. So that film has now been distributed internationally. It's been seen by thousands and hundreds of thousands of people and translated into over 100 languages. So that was one of the highlights of my life. 10 months after that, I was dating guys on eHarmony, and I met this guy, and he became my husband. So then I got married. Yes. Yeah. So, and then like Carolyn said, around the same time I started my own company. So I'd come out of the nonprofit world. I really didn't know much about business at all. And I kind of started hearing about networking. I was like, what's that? So I went and checked it out. And I started, getting into more and more appropriate networking groups for me. And that's where I met Carolyn. So she was one of the first people that I met when I started networking to start my own business. She was one of my very first clients. And we worked together a lot since then. So we've become friends. So it's been great. Okay, so let's talk about video. My lovely assistant Marissa is going to come up. This is my friend Marissa. We go to church together. So she is going to help me write down what you guys say, because I think you know more than you think you know about video. So what we're going to do is brainstorm about how to use video. So what are some ways that you could use video in your business? I just want to hear your ideas.
Educate.
To educate, good. What else?
Introduce a product.
To introduce a product, very good.
Enjoyment.
Enjoyment, okay, yeah, to entertain, that's a big one.
You also mean like platforms, different platforms?
Sure.
Like Facebook?
Facebook, yeah. Social media.
Build relationship with clients.
To build a relationship.
Client testimonials.
Testimonials, that's a great one. What else?
You can have a YouTube channel with a series.
Yeah, you could have a YouTube channel with a series, very good.
Introduce yourself on your website.
Very good, introduce yourself on your website. See, you guys know this stuff. What else?
Get found on Google easier.
Yep, it'll help you rank on Google easier. What else?
Record history.
Yeah, you can record. Very good. I think I'm off camera, actually. Could you? I was like, I got to stay over here, and I think I'm actually off camera. Anyway, what else?
Look innovative.
To look innovative, yeah. Okay, can you move the camera so that because I can't move that way. Thank you. Okay, this is another usage, obviously. You can film yourself when you're giving a presentation and then put that on YouTube. That's what I'm going to do with this. So it's a way to actually reach more people than just came today. And it lasts forever. People can keep on watching it. What else?
Connect with your target market.
Connect with your target market. What else?
Get the word out. Best way to get the word out.
Yep.
Fast word out to get that.
Yep. Fast way to get the word out, communicate. What else?
Stay top of mind.
Yeah, that's a big one. Stay top of mind.
Video blog.
A video blog, good.
Be more viral.
You can be more viral. Some big ones that haven't been mentioned. What else?
Credibility.
Credibility. Very good. What? To promote, How-to videos. That's a really big one. because video is a great way to be able to demonstrate certain things, and also how-to videos are some of the best videos for ranking because that's what people search on. So you can rank with search engines. You can also train your staff. That's a great way to use video. You can make professional videos to train your staff, or you can use videos just on the fly. If you have a virtual assistant or something and you say, this is what I want you to do, you can make a really quick screen capture video with a software called Jing, J-I-N-G, and it's so easy. You just like hit record, do whatever you want to do on the screen, tell your assistant how to do it, and then click finish, and it'll generate a link for you, and you send them the link and they can watch it. It's a really great tool, Jing, J-I-N-G. Okay, let me see here if I have anything that you guys didn't already name. Sales, you can use videos to actually make sales online. One way is through a sales, it's called a squeeze page, where you have a page where you're going to sell something, you're going to collect somebody's email address. You're going to get a lot more people opting in with their email address if you have a video, because that'll engage them, help them get a feel for what you're offering, and make them more likely to want to engage with you. You can do motion graphics videos. Those look like, it's like graphic art that moves, motion graphics. You can do talking head videos where it's just you on camera. You can do a photo montage. That's a really easy video to create. You can use software like Animoto, where you just load in your pictures and it'll create kind of like a slideshow for you. You could record a webinar that you do and then put that on YouTube and use that ongoingly. I think we've got most of them now. Oh, you could introduce your staff. So how many companies have a page where you have photos and like a little bio of their staff? You could put videos, and people will get to know your staff a lot better that way. Here's one really strategic way to use it. If you have conversations in your business over and over and over, you can automate those conversations by making a video about it. And then instead of spending a half hour on the phone with each person having that same conversation, say, let me send you my video and then let's talk after that. I heard about a guy who actually pretty much revamped his sales funnels so that he had all these videos that people would go through, and by the time they called him, it was a 5-minute close, whereas before he used to spend an hour on the phone with each person. So you can automate those repetitive conversations. Okay, very good. Thank you, Marissa. Okay, now we're going to have a little table talk. So I want you to turn to the people in your table and look at this list and think through what is one way that you could use video in your business. And I want you to tell the people at the table your idea for the one thing you think would be the best for you to do and how you would do it. Like if it's a testimonial, who would you want to put on camera? Or if you want to make an overview video, that's one that we didn't mention actually, just making an overview video about your business and putting it on your homepage of your website, on your LinkedIn profile. What would you want to cover? What kind of content? So talk amongst yourselves about that, and we're going to do that for about a minute for each person. So go ahead. Okay, I hope you got some good ideas from each other and kind of crystallized your own thoughts about how you can use video. So we're going to move on now. Okay, so I think that I want to take this list and just show you a couple things that I think are high priority. Client testimonials, I would say this is probably the most important thing you can do to start with. It's the very first step you should take. It's one of the easiest things to do as well as far as creating video content. So I would prioritize client testimonials, and then secondly, education, tips, answering frequently asked questions, also very easy content to create and to create a lot of and then use effectively for your business. Content marketing is really the name of the game in marketing these days. You need to create content that your prospective clients find valuable, and when you're answering frequently asked questions, it's pretty much assured that it will be valuable for them because these are the questions they're asking that they need answers for. So when you provide content that is answering frequently asked questions, what you do is you're positioning yourself as an expert, and you're ensuring that the content's going to be valuable for those clients. It's also going to be search engine friendly because these are the questions people are asking and typing into search engines. And then, like I said, it's really easy content to create because you already know it. And so one thing that I think is important is to keep in mind the rule of one. And that just means take one thing and apply it. Okay, there's a lot of ideas on here and you can get overwhelmed. Don't get overwhelmed, just take one thing and apply it. So how many of you will commit to do one thing that you thought of at the table? All right, good job. Lots of action takers, that's great. Okay, so next we're going to look at how to host your videos. We've looked at what kind of content to create, now we're going to talk about how to get it out to the world. So you can host your videos on YouTube, on your website, or on other video sharing platforms. So we're going to go through the pros and cons of each one. I hope you can see this. Can everyone see it? Good. All right, so hosting it on your website. The pros are you can control the playback quality and you can control the video player appearance. The negatives, let's scroll down and go through the cons as well. The cons are that your videos may not play on all devices properly, depending on if they're properly encoded. And you have to check with your hosting company and make sure you have enough bandwidth to stream videos, because there are some restrictions. Some hosting companies will say, we don't allow you to stream videos because it sucks up too much bandwidth. So those are some of the cons. Let's go back up. Okay, the YouTube, the pros are, YouTube is the second biggest search engine in the world, second only to Google. So it's really important to be there, and obviously you have to have a video to be there. So when you have video on YouTube, you can be indexed in this search engine, and also Google will index your videos because Google owns YouTube. So you have the opportunity to rank in both places with a video, which is a really powerful strategy. For SEO, when you embed videos from YouTube into your website, into your blog, then all the views on those YouTube channels are going to count as views. All the views on those YouTube videos are going to count as views on your YouTube channel. And the more views you have on your YouTube channel, the more likely you are to rank.
Hey, Jill,
yeah.
Question. Does the links or whatever on your YouTube, do you get any credit on your website for that?
Yes. Yeah, I actually, the question was, do you get credit on your website for the YouTube embed codes that are on your website? And the answer is yes. I actually did this strategy on my own website where I took all my 1-minute video marketing tips. I had like a backlog of 40 of them, and so I started dripping them out as blog posts. So I just took the embed code from YouTube, put it in a blog post for each of those videos, and every 3 days I released a new one on my website. So I did that for 2 or 3 months, and during that time my website just started to climb in search engines, and by the 3rd month I was on Google page 1 for 3 of my most competitive keywords. So it's a really, really powerful strategy right now, because Google loves 2 things. Google loves fresh, consistent content like it always has, but it also loves video. So when you put those 2 things together, you're going to get really powerful SEO results. So that is just like $1 million strategy to drip out videos on your blog consistently. To do that, you need a large volume of videos. So we're going to talk about that as we keep going here, how to get that.
Would you just say what SEO stands for?
I'm sorry, SEO stands for Search Engine Optimization. So you're basically just making it easier for search engines to find your content and present it to the people that are looking for it. Thank you. Okay, so we just talked about how it can help SEO on your website if you use embed codes, because Google will rank YouTube content. You can rank on Google with the YouTube video. We talked about that. And then YouTube will make sure that your video plays across all devices. And as things get smarter, YouTube will deliver whatever that device needs. So if it can handle a larger resolution file, a more, an HD file, a bigger file, it will play it at high quality. If it's a smaller device or whatever, it'll play it at a lower quality, whatever that device can handle. And that's something that's hard for an individual to pull off. Okay, the cons. YouTube is still blocked in a lot of corporate settings, so you have to consider your audience. Are people going to be trying to access your content from inside large corporate settings? If they are, they may not be able to watch your YouTube videos. So you got to keep that in mind. And then sometimes YouTube defaults to a lower quality playback. It's not as crisp. And you can set YouTube videos to play at HD and they look beautiful, but sometimes the default is not beautiful. And if the people watching your video haven't set their, gone into their settings and said, I want to watch this video HD, it can look not as good. Let's go back up. Now Vimeo or other platforms, I didn't even list any pros for these because honestly at this point YouTube can play back as good a quality of video as Vimeo or any of the other video sharing platforms, and you don't get any of the search juice. And so why put a video there if nobody's going to see it? You know, just use YouTube. Half of all video sharing traffic goes through YouTube. It is the gorilla in the room. So all of us have limited time and energy and focus, and so put that toward where you're going to get your biggest bang for buck, and that's YouTube.
If you are in a corporate setting that doesn't allow, that YouTube is blocked, if you have it embedded in your website, does it play directly from the website? Could they view it then?
No, I don't think so.
It's just so that's
Yeah, I don't think so. So yeah, the cons are there's just very little SEO benefit. Okay, so we have talked about what content to create. We've talked about how to get it out to the world, where to put your videos. So now we're going to talk about some keys to really make video work for you. Marissa, could you come back up here? Thank you. So let's talk about the channels of how to get those videos out. We've talked about it a little bit. Obviously, YouTube is the first step. But once you have your video on YouTube, how else can you promote your videos, and what channels can you use to get your videos seen? So let's...
Facebook, your blog.
Facebook, your blog, good.
Email.
Website.
Your website, yep. Those are the big ones. You guys nailed it. Here's another strategy that I want to give you, and that is that once you, okay, so let's see, let's put Facebook and then other social media right there. Blog, email, website. Yeah, those are the big ones. LinkedIn, yeah. The cool thing about LinkedIn right now is that it's very easy to add a video and just embed it right into your profile. Not very many people are doing this yet, and so it'll really make you stand out. And all you have to do is upload it to YouTube, grab the link from YouTube, go to LinkedIn, and when you go on your edit profile section, it'll say, you know, add the URL right here. You just paste it in and boom, your video is on your LinkedIn channel. This used to be a lot harder to do. Now it's super easy. So that's definitely something that you should put into action. That's it. That was a short list. Thank you. Okay, so back to what we were talking about before, the testimonials are, I think, the #1 priority for you. For anyone? Here is a quick way to get that done, because like we talked about, you need a big volume of videos to actually make it work for your search engine marketing and your video marketing to get ranked with search engines. So how can you guys think of that would be a good way to get a bunch of testimonials?
Throw a party and all your clients in the room at the same time.
That's a good idea. Yeah, you can throw a party and then go around and get them all.
You want to videotape them.
Yeah, tell your client you want to videotape them. Some people are afraid of the camera. Other people are like, great, more publicity for me. Good. How many of you have a smartphone? How many of you know that your smartphone can shoot video? Okay. Here's a great idea. Put this into your process of just how you do business. Whenever you wrap up a client interaction, say, hey, what was it about my service that was helpful to you? And have them tell you, and then go back and say, would you mind if I got that on video? Pull out your smartphone and just take the video of them right there. Then you can upload it to YouTube, you can embed that into your website under a testimonials section, and just do that over and over and over with each client to build up a large volume of videos that are all testimonials that you just shot with your smartphone. So that's a great way to get started with getting this volume of video. Now, how many of you feel overwhelmed? Anybody?
Oh yeah.
Only a little bit. Okay, not too much. That's good. How many of you feel like, as many good ideas as you hear about video, I just know I'm really not going to do that much with it? Okay. All right. Well, I'm impressed that a lot of you are thinking, no, I am going to do something. All right. So if you want to use video to grow your business, but you know that you don't want to have to do it all by yourself, I'm going to show you a couple options for how you can outsource it. How you can get a large volume of videos, and this strategy that I'm going to show you actually focuses on frequently asked questions, which is the second most important thing I think you should be focusing on for content. So I'm going to show you 2 videos. Both of them star Carolyn. And they're examples of 2 different packages I offer where you can get 24 1-minute videos that cover the frequently asked questions that you get asked in your business. So one way to do it is through my video SEO package, and with that package you're actually on camera answering 24 frequently asked questions, and then we just edit those simple videos together with your logo, website, and phone number, upload them to YouTube, optimize them for search, and then you can use them in all the ways we just talked about, on your blog, on your social media sites, on your email newsletter marketing. The other one is the same strategy, 24 one-minute videos about frequently asked questions you get asked in your business, but it's whiteboard animated videos. And so with that one, I've kind of structured it so that you get 2 one-minute whiteboard animated videos every month for a low monthly rate. So it's a year-long agreement. So you can kind of drip them out over time and pay over time, which is nice. So let's show the first one, which is Carolyn. Well, you can show either one.
A question I'm commonly asked is, if I have a claim on my auto insurance and it's a small accident, what will it do to my rates? That's a great question. There's actually a mathematical formula we use to determine whether or not it makes sense to make a small claim. California works on a point system. Each chargeable accident and each moving violation adds 1 point to your driving record, and that generally represents a 20% increase in the cost of your insurance. Also, that point stays on your record for 3 years. So we calculate how much will your insurance go up versus how much will it cost to repair your car, and do you have any other points on your record, etc. And then we can calculate whether or not it makes sense to make that claim. So it's always a good idea, if you have a small accident where nobody's hurt and there's not a lot of damage, to give me a call and we can do the math for you and see whether or not it makes sense to make that claim.
So let's play the other one now. Okay, so that was the video SEO package where you're on camera, and now we're going to do the same content as a whiteboard video. A question we're commonly asked is, if I have a claim on my auto insurance, even if it's a small accident, will my rates go up? That's a great question. There's actually a mathematical formula we use to determine whether or not it makes sense to make a small claim. California works on a point system. Each chargeable accident and each moving violation adds 1 point to your driving record, and that generally represents a 20% increase in the cost of your insurance. Also, that point stays on your record for 3 years. So, we calculate how much your insurance will go up versus how much it would cost to repair your car. We also look at whether you have any other points on your record and other considerations. Then we can calculate whether or not it makes sense to make a claim. If you're wondering whether to make a claim for your small accident, give us a call. We can do the math for you and help you make a smart decision about your auto insurance.
Yeah. So, are you the one that is clever enough to get the right visual for what's being said? Is that what you do?
Well, I actually have a software program where we work with the clip art library, and so we pull images from that library. And one thing I love about doing this package is that the whole thing's leveraged. I have editors that I hire to do the actual whiteboard, and now I have a voiceover artist. Yeah. That was my voice, but now I have a voiceover artist, and so yeah, so that's how we do it. There's a little bit more to how the process works than that, but that's the gist of it. So. All right, so now I'm going to demonstrate a very important principle in marketing called a call to action. So you always need to tell people in marketing what you want them to do next, and it should be the next step toward becoming your client. It's not the whole enchilada, it's just a small step, the next step. I actually learned this recently. I was trying to sell the whole enchilada, but I need just a small step. So, and here's another thing, this is probably the most important thing I've learned in my business this year, is that you do not have an offer until you have a deadline. So giving a special offer with a deadline is a great way to do a call to action. A special offer is often something that you're presenting to people that's a little bit proprietary. You are presenting it to them because you have some kind of relationship. Like we have a relationship through PWF, so that's why I'm giving you this special offer with a deadline. So here's my offer. I have developed recently with Dana, actually, Dana does my IT, we recently put together this package where I'm, yeah, that one, yeah. So my lovely assistants Leah and Leah are going to pass this out to you, my special offer. So I developed the 7 Steps to Video Marketing Success guide. And in this guide, what I do is I walk you through step by step exactly the process that I use to create these whiteboard animated videos. So basically, I am telling you all my secrets about everything I do to do this so that you can do it on your own if you'd like. So it's a guide that costs $47. That's the investment. And my offer to you is if you invest in this guide before midnight tomorrow night, then I will give you $200 off of any other video package that you'd like to do with me in the next year. So I have passed out a card for you to take home. You can check it out. You can look at all the details and see what you're going to get in that package. And then you can consider if you'd like to invest in that to get that special offer of $200 off. So another example of marketing, be sure and make it easy for people to take the next step. I'm not waiting for you to write down the link. I'm giving you the link. So, does anyone have, well, here's a question. How many of you feel like you learned something about video marketing today? Good, fantastic. Okay, does anyone have questions?
What was the animosity? What program was that? And Jing, you mentioned in the beginning?
The programs we mentioned before were Animoto.
Animosity. Trust me, after you mess with it, you may have
Yeah.
Hire a professional.
Yeah, you're going to find the video production is extremely time consuming. The crazy thing about video editing is you will lose hours. They just fly by. So anyway, but try it out. So Animoto is one. It's A-N-I-M-O-T-O. Jing is the other one we talked about. That's that quick screen capture program, J-I-N-G. It's really fun to make Jing videos, actually, because they're very easy, and then you've got this link, you just send it off.
And if you have an aging mother that calls you for IT support, that's the best way to help her.
I also have an aging mother that needs IT support, and one thing that's good for that, if any of you have that situation, is Skype, because you can share screens, and so instead of her going, I don't know, it's this red thing, you know, you can actually see her screen and help her. Anyway, any other questions? Yeah.
If you're going to do your own self videos, if you don't like the quality of your camera on your phone, is there any other suggestions of little handheld cameras that you can use that you can buy in the marketplace for like under $100 that you can carry with you, or is there anything like that that you would recommend?
You know, to me it seems like whatever you can buy at $100 is going to be the same or less quality than your phone. Okay. Phones actually shoot really nice video these days. The important thing is the audio. So a lot of times you can still get good audio if you're close enough to the person and you're in a quiet place. But if you're going to really get serious about producing a large volume of video, then I recommend you invest in a lavalier mic like this one I'm wearing and plug that into your phone. And a lot of times you can get an adapter. Like if the ends don't meet, you can find an adapter to make them meet.
Where would you find a decent lavalier mic?
There's a great site called B&H Photo.
B&H Photo.
Yeah.
Any electronics.
Any electronics. And they've got great prices, great products, ton of selection. It's bhphoto.com. Obviously, I go there a lot.
If you want to go look at something though hard, you can go to Guitar Center up in Grossmont. Has a lot of those, so you can go look at things like that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Any other questions? Okay, thanks everyone for coming out.
Great. Thank you, Joy.